Hello students, how are you? I hope that you will be fine. Last time we have learned the topology and the types of networks. Today we will learn the network devices. So first network device is the modem. Modem, it stands for the modulation and the demodulation. Second, modem is a computer peripheral or the device that allow you to connect and communicate with the other computer via the telephone line. Third thing, modem convert the analog signal into the digital signal and vice versa, means the convert the analog signal to the digital signal and digital signal to analog signal. So modem is a device which is used to connect your computer system to the internet. Means that if this device is not connected with your computer system, then you cannot connect your computer system to the internet. After that, there are the two types of the modem. Number one, the internal modem and the external modem. So you see here, this is called the internal modem, and the internal modem that are fixed within the computer. Clear? And this is called the external modem. So the external modem that are connected externally to a computer as other peripherals are connected. Okay, after that, these things are not in your syllabus, so I am ignoring these things, so you don't worry about these hardware part. Now the hub. What is a hub? So hub is a connecting device which is used to connect the different computers in the networking, as well as it is also used to connect the two different network simultaneously. So a hub is a hardware device. See here, what is a hub? Hub is a hardware device used to connect the several computers together. A hub that connect the multiple independent but connected modules of the network and inter network equipment. A similar term is the concentrator. A concentrator is a device that provides a central connection point for the cable from the workstation, server and the peripheral. In a star topology, to state pair where is run from each workstation is the central concentrated. So once again, if you are not understand what is a hub, so once again very clear, hub is a device which is used to connect the several computers. So if you have the number of the computers and you want to connect these computers together, then this is the device hub which is used to connect these computers. So you can connect the computers, you can also connect the other devices like the server or the printer, etc. You can also connect with the hub. So hub is the device which is used to create the network. So there are the two types of the hub, the active and the passive. So you have to learn only the definition of the hub as well as the modem. Clear? like the how a hub function. This is not in your syllabus. Clear? Now we understand what is a switch. So a switch is a device that is used to segment network into different subnetwork called subnet or the LAN segment. Segmenting the network into the small subnet prevents traffic overloading in a network. What its meaning? Its meaning, suppose if you have the two network, then you can connect these two network or the more than the two networks with the switch. Clear? A switch is a device that is used to segment network. Segment network means a separate network into the different subnetworks called subnets or the LAN segment. Segmenting the network is a smaller subnet prevent the traffic overloading into a network. You see here there is an example. This big picture is showing that this is a switch. Clear? And these are the hubs. So hubs are the connecting to the switch. Here you see the another hub. It is also connecting to the switch. So actually this is the network. This is the network. You can say this is the subnet. And these networks are connected to the switch. So switch is responsible for the filtering. What is the filtering? Transferring data in a specific way and for forwarding packets. What is the meaning of a piece of message being transmitted between the LAN segment? Switch support any packet protocol. After that you are seeing that the how a switch function. This is not in your syllabus. Then the repeater. This is a very important device in the networking, the repeater. So repeater is a device. Repeater is a device that amplify a signal being transmitted on the network. So its main aim is to amplify the signals. It is used in long network lines which exceed the maximum rated distance for the single run. Over distance, the cables connecting a network lose the signal transmitted. Means the signal loses. If the signal degrades, means the weak, too much, it fails to reach the destination, or if it does arrive, the degradation of the message makes it useless. Repeaters can be installed along the way to ensure that the data packets reach their destination. Repeaters are of the two kinds, the amplifier and the signal repeater. The first merely amplifies all the incoming signals over the internet. However, it amplifies both the signals and any concurrent noise. The second type collects the inbound packet and then retransmit the packet as if it were started from the source station. So you have to remember the definition of the repeater. After that, bridge. So bridge is a device that lets you to link the two networks together. Bridges are the small enough to know which computers are on which side of the bridge. So they only allow those messages that need to get to the other side to cross the bridge. This improves performance on both sides of the bridge. As a packet arrives at the bridge examines the physical destination address of the packets. The bridge then decides whether or not to let the packet cross. So see, there is a picture is given here. You see, this is a one network and this is the another network. So bridge is a device which is used to connect the two networks. Clear? So bridge is a network device that establishes an intelligent connection between the two local network with the same standard but the different types of the cable. There is a one more important thing. The bridge can handle only the same type of the protocol if and only if the both the network are of the same type, means that they are following the same protocol, then it can handle only the same type of the protocol. It cannot handle the different types of the protocols. So this is the drawback of the bridge. So ultimately bridge is a device which is used to connect the two different network, but both the network are of the same type. After that, see the router, a device that works like a bridge but can handle the different protocol is known as a router. As I told earlier to you, bridge can handle only the same type of the protocol, but the router can handle the different types of the protocols. So if the two networks are of the different, are the same or the different, and they are using the different types of the protocol, then the router can transmit the data from the one network to another network or the one device to another device. There is a no matter what are the protocol or the what are the cables or what are the computer system. So once again you see here a device that works like a bridge but can handle the different protocol is known as a router. For example, a router can link the Ethernet to the mainframe. So router is a network device that is used to separate different segments in a network to improve performance and the reliability. A router works like a bridge but can handle the different protocol. A router differs from the bridge in a way that former uses logical address and the later use the physical address. So router uses the logical address while the bridge uses the physical address. So after that you are seeing that there is a how a router functions. This is not in your syllabus, so you can ignore it. After that, the gateway. This is the network terminology, the gateway. Gateway is a device that connects the dissimilar network. What is the meaning of the dissimilar and the similar? Similar network means that if the two networks are called similar if and only if they are following the same protocol. This is called the similar network. But the two networks are using the different protocol for transferring the data or the information from the one computer or one node to the another node or the one network to another network. Then we use the gateway if the networks are of the different or the dissimilar. So gateway is a device that connects the dissimilar network. A gateway operates at the highest layer of the network abstraction. It expands the functionality of the router by performing data translation and protocol conversation. It need to be convert the Ethernet traffic from the LAN or a SNA system network architecture traffic on the legacy system. If then route the SNA traffic to the mainframe when the mainframe answer the reverse process occurs. So no need to go to understand what is a LAN or the SNA, because you have to aware about only the gateway, what is a gateway and why we use it. So gateway, this is a very good definition is given here. The gateway is a network device that connects the dissimilar networks. It establishes and the intelligent connection between a local network and the external networks with the completely different structure. So this is the actual definition of the gateway. So you note this definition of the gateway. Now the Wi-Fi card. So Wi-Fi card is not in your syllabus, so I am ignoring this thing. Then the LAN design, it is also not in your syllabus. Using repeater, bridge, we understand why we use the repeater or the other devices. That only you have to remember only the definition of these things. Two examples are given here, so please note it. Why repeaters? When a signal travel along a cable, it tends to lose strength. A repeater is a device that boosts or regenerate, or another word is the amplify signal, a network signal as it passes through and the rebroadcast it. Then the when are repeaters required? So why repeater or the when repeaters are required? The answer is same. When a signal travel along a cable, it tends to lose strength. This is the answer. Okay. Now VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. VoIP is a technology that enables voice communication over the internet through the compression of the voice into the data packet that can be efficiently transmitted over the data network and then converted back into the voice at the other end. Data networks such as the internet or the local area network have always utilized the packet switches technology to transmit the information between the two communication terminal. For example, a PC downloading a page from the web server, or the one computer sending an email message to another computer. The most common protocol used to communicating on these packet switched network is the internet protocol, or the IP, or VoIP allows for the transmission of the voice along with the other data over these same packets switched network, and the provide an alternative to traditional telephone networks which use a fixed electrical path to carry voice signal through a series of switches to a destination. Now the chat. Chatting is the most fantastic things on the internet. Chatting is like a text phone. In a telephonic conversation, you say something, people hear it and respond. You hear their response on the spot and can reply instantly. In the same manner, in chatting, you type a message on your screen, which is immediately received by the recipient. Then the recipient can type a message in response to your message, which is received by you instantly. So chatting, online textual talk in a real time, is called the chatting. And the some example, the protocol for the chat and the video conferencing. The most with the advent of the internet, communication formats such as the chat and the video conferencing etc. have gained popularity. In this section we shall talk about the some common chat and the video conferencing protocol. The most common chat protocol is the IRC, Internet Relay Chat, and the most common video conferencing protocols are the H323 or the SIP, Session Initiation Protocol. Because the video conferencing, it is not in your syllabus, so you can ignore the protocol for the video conferencing, but you have to remember the protocol for the chat because the chat is in your syllabus. Now the World Wide Web. WWW or the World Wide Web. The World Wide Web WWW is a set of the protocol that allow you to access any document on the net through a naming system based on the URL. WWW also specify a way the hypertext transfer protocol HTTP to request and send a document over the internet. With these standard protocol of the WWW in place, one can set up a server and construct hypertext document with the links in the terms that point to the document on the server. Before WWW, internet was mainly used for obtaining textual information, but the post WWW internet popularly grew tremendously because of the graphic intensive nature of the triple W. Therefore, we may attribute the explosion in the use and the popularity of the internet to triple W only. Some people mistake triple W for the internet, but in the real term, triple W is a small part of this internet. We can say that the internet is a highway that offers a lot of many services, feature, etc. And triple W is the truck that uses this highway. So you understand the internet is just like the highway, but the triple W is the bus or the truck. Triple W attributes. So there are the some attributes of the triple W. Number one, the user friendly. So everybody understand it is a user friendly. Second, the multimedia document. So everybody can understand that you can upload and the download the image, photograph, video, audio, etc. So it support the everything, or you can say that it support the multimedia, the hypertext and the hyperlink. Okay, in the internet, when you open any website, then the website means the number of the pages, and the each and the every page is the connected to the other page. This is called the hyperlink. Clear? So now the web browser and the web server. So the World Wide Web, triple W, is the base upon the client and server. A triple W client is called the web browser or the simply a browser, and the triple W server is called a web server or just a server. Internet Explorer and the Netscape Navigator are the two popular web browsers. So once again you see the what is web browser. Web browser is a triple W client. So web browser is a triple W client that navigate through the World Wide Web and display the web page. So its main function is to display the web page on the screen. Clear? Now the web server. So web server is a triple W server that responds to the request made by the web browser. Now the website, web addresses and the web page. A location on the net server is called the website. Once again, a location on the net server is called the website. Each website has unique address called the URL. So unique address of any website or the address of any website is called the URL, that is called the Uniform Resource Locator. The website of Microsoft has an address or the URL called the www.microsoft.com. So you see that this is called the URL. So URL consists URL and the domain name. Clear? So you see here, let us explore its further. The internet structure of the World Wide Web is built on a set of rules called the Hypertext Transfer Protocol (HTTP) and the page description language called the Hypertext Markup Language. HTTP uses the internet addresses in a special format called a Uniform Resource Locator. URL look like this: the type : 2 times /address/path. where the type colon specify the type of the server in which the file is located. Address, second, address is the address of the server. This is the address of the server. And the path tell the location of the file. This is the location of the file on the internet. For example, the following URL: http encyclemsn.com get info / styles asp. http specify the type of the server. This is denoting the type of the server. encyclemsn.com, this is the address of the server, and the get info style.asp, this is the path of the file. This is the path of the file, means the where the file is stored in the server. URL. A URL, uniform resource locator, specify the distinct address for each resource on the internet. An internet address which is character based is called a domain name. Some most common domain: domain ID, affiliation, remark. .com, its meaning the commercial, for the commercial firm. Edu, education, for educational firm. Gov, government, for government organization or the bodies. MIL, military, for military. Net, network resources, for the ISP or the network. ORG, usually non-profit organization, for the NGOs and the other no profit. CO, company, for the listed companies. Business, for the business. TV, television, for the television companies and the channels. In addition to it, 2 letters abbreviation including the country name may be used. http://www.microsoft.co.in. Here the last hint suggests that it is the base in India. .in means the India. Similarly, the URL http www.clearnet.nz suggests that it is a base in the New Zealand. .nz. Some countries' abbreviations are given below, listed below. AU, Australia. DK, Denmark. N, India. NZ, New Zealand. CA, Canada. FR, France. JP, Japan. UK, United Kingdom. Web page, a location on a net server is called the website. A document that uses the HTTP is called the web page. A web page, the document residing on the websites are called the web pages. The web pages uses HTTP. There are the many associated terms which should be discussed for the better understanding. Number 1, the home page. The first page of any website or the top level web page of the website. When a website is opened, its home page is displayed. Now the web portal. It is a website which hosts other website. In other words, a web portal has a hyperlink to many other websites. By clicking upon these links, the corresponding websites can be opened. www.yahoo.com is an example of the web portal. Other examples are the indiatimes.com, khoj.com, etc. Now I am closing my lecture here. So till next time, bye.